Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Know that I took a 1 week hiatus, and I said like a month ago that I wasn't going to be like taking breaks. Well, I need to take breaks. I don't know if that's exactly what I said, but I wanted to stick to a schedule. So here's the schedule. This video is coming out this week. Next week I'm going home for Thanksgiving, and I don't really feel like recording something beforehand. So no video next week. Week after that though, I'll be back. On November 13th, the new Call of Duty came out, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. For those of you who know me, I'm a huge fan of the Call of Duty franchise, mostly because it was like my start into first-person shooters and video games. With the release of any new video game though, especially ones that are competitive to some degree, always comes the discussion of skill-based matchmaking. Today I want to talk about skill-based matchmaking and both the merits of skill-based matchmaking as well as some of the downsides of it. First off, we should probably talk about what skill-based matchmaking is. Skill-based matchmaking is a metric that measures every player who plays a game and assigns them a numeric value. Then, if you do well, your value increases and you play with people who are of similar values, and if it goes down, your value also decreases and you continue to play with people who are of a similar value. The easiest example that I can think of when it comes to video games that use skill-based matchmaking is Rocket League, because even though they don't explicitly have the value like listed perfectly, you can download something called Bacchus mod, and it will tell you your MMR or your matchmake rating. Now I have to look this up, otherwise I'm gonna look like an idiot. MMR stands for matchmaking ratio, and that is the aforementioned value that you're given by a video game. So why are people complaining about this? Well, if you look at the significant portion of people who are complaining about MMR, it's normally pros or people who are streaming at a very high level of play. And the reason that they're complaining is completely understandable. My phone just vibrated on my desk. I'm not sure if it affected the audio quality, but honestly at this point I've already forgotten what I've said to start out, so I'm just going to keep rolling on this tangent. The reason that people who are good at the game are complaining is because they are being matched up with people who are good at the game, and that makes each individual game more difficult than for them going into a public lobby that doesn't have matchmaking ratio or skill-based matchmaking. And I understand that especially if you're a content creator, it's understandably more difficult to get like impressive clips or shots or keep an entertaining stream when you are constantly having to sweat your ass off trying to win a game or maintain a positive ratio. I get it. I understand. But on the flip side of that, when you have public lobbies, like take me for example, I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time and I am not good at Call of Duty. In the 6 days that Black Ops Cold War has been out, I started I think like my first day with like a kill death ratio of like 0.4, and I've just now like crept it up to 0.93. So for those of you who play Call of Duty, that's a fairly good metric of how poorly I'm doing. But here's the thing, as I've played more and more games and I've performed poorly, the skill-based matchmaking system has put me into lobbies where I don't feel like there's this massive gap in skill between me and the next guy. Not even the top guy, the next guy. And so for casual players like myself, it becomes a lot easier to enjoy the game overall. As a casual player, skill-based matchmaking, to me, I don't even think about it because it's just like, I know it's there, but there's no visible evidence of it because, you know, I'm a mediocre player. That being said, one of the things that did come out when Modern Warfare was out and there was evidence of skill-based matchmaking was that Nadeshot came out and said that if you're going to have skill-based matchmaking, why not have a ranking system to have, like, to be conjoined with a skill-based matchmaking system? And I completely understand that as well. I completely understand both developers and publishers being concerned that they're going to be splitting their player base and not having enough people playing in a certain playlist. Here's the thing. A lot of people play Call of Duty. I loaded up Black Ops 1 on my Xbox the other day, and there were still like 140,000 people playing in Team Deathmatch. Look, in Modern Warfare, you are already splitting people between Warzone and multiplayer, especially when Warzone became big and free to play. And in Black Ops Cold War, you're splitting the player count between zombies and multiplayer. Here's my personal opinion. I think that if you want to have public match, like, there is no perfect way. You're not going to satisfy everyone, because the way that I look at skill-based matchmaking is not going to be the same way that someone who is competitive in this game looks at skill-based matchmaking. So I think that there needs to be like a happy medium. And also there should be incentive to do better. My incentive in becoming better at Call of Duty is I know that there is skill-based matchmaking, so if I can slowly like work up my skill by just like beating people who are just better than me and slowly raising that MMR, like, that to me is really cool. But I wish there was an incentive for it. So I think that there should be an incentive for people who play in skill-based matchmaking lobbies. That being said, I think that people who play in pub lobbies, that there should also be some sort of incentive to do that, you know? Or like, I don't know how you want to put this, but like, make people want to do what you want them to do as the publisher or the developer. If you want people to play in skill-based matchmaking, like lobbies, incentivize it. If you don't want people to play in skill-based matchmaking lobbies, don't incentivize it, even if you have it as a lobby. I have 2 points that I also want to make before I finish this off. One is transparency. I don't think that gaming companies have been very transparent with how they do skill-based matchmaking. I think that Psyonix was pretty like up forward about how they do skill-based matchmaking. Like, so they obviously have their competitive ranked system, and they have ranks that are assigned to MMR values. And then in their casual playlist, they also have skill-based matchmaking, but it's not directly tied to your competitive. I don't think it's actually tied at all to your competitive MMR. So you can play casual and be playing against, you know, bronzes and silvers, and in competitive you could be playing against champs. That's just, and I think that that's one way to solve the issue. But I think that if you're going to put skill-based matchmaking into video games, especially in today's climate where everyone knows everything about video games, like, players who have been playing for a long time recognize when something is happening. If you're going to put skill-based matchmaking onto a lobby, you should plaster it onto it. Say, this is a skill-based matchmaking mode. Just make it obvious. And like I said, incentivize it, please. I'd love to get some skins for playing in fucking, like, ranking up, like having like seasons where you actually have like ranks. Oh, that'd be sick. The last point I'd like to make is me mostly just clout chasing at this point. Tim the Tapman made a tweet and said skill-based matchmaking in unranked modes is trash. Also under it, I'd like to just point out that there is something that says translate tweet. What is there to translate? Tim, you are, I think, the last person who like should care about skill-based matchmaking. Even though, like, you were really good at video games, that's why people came to see you. But people don't give a shit about you doing good in video games anymore. Like, if you did shit in video games, it's not like people are going to suddenly hate you. The reason that people like you is because you're affable.
Take it to the house, kid!
I can't think of a single person who hates you just because they hate you. Like, people love you because of your personality, of who you are. So complaining about skill-based matchmaking as far as like streaming is concerned, dude, Tim, just be Tim. That sounds so fucking dumb. What if I ended the video like that? Shit.